My name is Howard Reed, and I was born the 4th and 6th and 41 in Lincoln, Arkansas, in a clinic. My dad, I think, only went to the 8th grade, and that was pretty good back then. And my mom, she walked over the hill 2 or 3 miles down to Thursday, down on Bush Creek. And Archie Reed and Esther Reed was my parents' names. And we lived 1 mile southwest of Clyde, Arkansas. I had 2 sisters and 2 brothers. My dad was a farmer. He'd plant tomatoes and we'd pick them. I don't remember how many acres, it seemed like a lot to me. And then he had cucumbers and you had to pick them every morning or they'd be too big if you missed one. And then he also milked cows and sold grade C milk. I'd get up early in the morning and when I was very young, and we didn't have a barn at the time, and it was my job to milk 3 of the cows, and it'd be raining while that rain would be falling over, and then he'd build a barn and got a milker, and I helped do all the, I liked to run a tractor. My uncle had a tractor and Dad had a little tractor, and I'd work free for anybody if they let me drive a tractor. Help carry the wood in, had chores that you'd do, and then my dad cut a lot of poles and then he'd saw them, and it was always our job to help stack the wood, and then just taking care of the cattle, feed hay. That's sometimes my chore. I think we kind of split it up. My 2 sisters worked inside a lot, and me and my brothers worked outside. Of course, they worked outside too. My mother, she run the rake with horses, team of horses, and I remember one time it run away, that rake, and she just fell over backwards so she wouldn't fall in front of it, and it run down in a thicket and got hung. Well, we'd get up and milk as normal, and then we always had to get ready and go to Sunday school over at Clyde, which I still go to church there. And my uncle, he'd get up first and go, Uncle Hoyt Reed, and he'd build a fire, and then when the rest of us come, we'd all sit pretty close to the stove, but and then come home, and that was one of the times that you could rest, you could sleep or whatever you wanted to do on Sunday evening. And a lot of times we have company come for dinner and visit. And well, some of it's kind of rough. We'd have bean flips. We'd get in bean flip fights with little bitty hickonuts and stuff like that. It kind of hurt a little, but that's some of the things we do. We played hide and go, all kinds of games, and we always had a lot of neighbors' kids that come over, and we was always doing stuff. Sometimes we'd just go out and throw rocks at wasp nest and duck down, hope you didn't get stung. And then I got a super teacher, Mrs. Carter, and she came in and she made me want to learn, and she got me started on the right track, and I always remember that. Well, she's just nice to you, and when somebody's nice to you, you nice back. And no, she just, I remember one thing, she'd come around and look at your teeth every morning and want to know if you brushed your teeth. And sometimes you'd windy a little, but well, they'd pitch horseshoes, and of the evening, a lot of time we'd have ice cream, and neighbors come in, and all of them played guitars and fiddles, and sometimes people would sing, and that was one of their better things they'd do of the evening, and that didn't happen every day, but and then when it's hay time, all the neighbors would come in, and they'd put on a real good dinner, and I was glad when it's hay season because we'd get to eat good that day at noon. And they'd come in, and we had a square hay baler that was run by a little motor, and that's what my mom was doing, was raking hay up to that. And then had one's hard, Slim down here, the colored guy. He helped do that. And I remember one time they were really working hard, and there's everybody sweating. And I was just a little kid, but I remember it getting ready to rain, and Slim, he says, "I sure hope it do," because he was wanting to rest. Well, I can barely remember the bank. I think that's in this Jenkins' old store, I think was a bank. I kind of remember it, and I remember I might have got shoes, but we'd usually go to Clyde, where we'd buy our shoes at Stanley Yates' store. But I think one time across the street here there was a place that sold shoes, and Dad might have bought me a pair there. And we'd only get one pair a year, so you had to take care of them. Usually went barefooted in the summer. But what he tried to do is sell them early as green wraps to get more money, and wrap them and sell them. But it was hard work. I remember your arms getting green from picking tomatoes. And real early, you could get more money for the red ones, and for everybody. They'd pick them green, and then they'd turn, I guess they send them to stores. I don't know where. I think he took them to Lincoln, and they sent them somewhere. Anyway, they had a buyer, but the green wrap brought better than the ripe tomato at the canning factory. Well, sometimes I'd miss the bus, and it's 3 miles for me to walk home, and I'd walk home, and they were very lenient back when my dad had an old 1.5 ton truck, and he raised chickens, and he was always short. I forgot to mention that. On the farm we had chickens too. Not very many, but anyway, the wells wouldn't hold up water them, and my dad let me bring that old 1.5 ton truck with barrels on the back of it, and then I'd drive out here at this spring and fill them and bring them home, and he'd dump them in the well to water the chickens. And they'd let me go at noon a lot of time. And
from school?
Yeah, while I was in school, get some of my water, so I wouldn't have to be so late after school getting home. Well, one time we was out in recess, me and Robert Cochran kind of run together, and the teacher wasn't looking, and we run down and jumped over that rock wall where the steps where the bus had come in, and hid, and then took off the rest of the day, played hooky. I think we might have got a little whipping for it. Anyway, I got a few whippings in school, and we always had a good time, though. Everybody liked each other, and we'd play, roll over, send Robert over, and run down and see if you could break through the line. And they always liked me because I'd break through the line, and then you get to bring back who you wanted. That was a good game. Oh, we had jungles, we called it. That was out on the north side, and it was all growed up, and we had little trails in there, and at one time they built a little cabin. The senior boys, anybody wanted to help, they built a cabin out there, and then down kind of above the school, a little bit south, they called it the Rockies, and we'd go play in there, and that was a good place to play. And then they had merry-go-round, the slide, which we'd do some, but we liked that playing better, on the natural stuff. Yeah, we always played baseball and softball, and I think it's 5th grade I could throw a ball over the tree there, and Mr. Small was the teacher, and he couldn't quite throw one over it. I could throw further than he could, but I knocked a lot of home runs, and we played workup. And you was talking about Linda Reed. She is a year younger than me in school, but and Vicki Banks. Different ones you could have somebody play with you, be your mate. So I'd bat and they could run, and I'd knock a home run. Of course, they run around. That was a good game we played. So I got a lot of batting experience, and I really liked that. And we had walnut trees on the west, and on the east there's roseoak. And when you started school, that was about the time walnuts being falling off. We had walnut fights. You had to be kind of tough because they'd make a welt on you. But that was another good game. Cane Hill was a good place to go to grade school, all I can say. I liked it. We'd work hard, and the teachers let us out, and we'd play hard and come back in sweaty and do our class. And then I went to Lincoln in the 9th grade and then started playing real ball.